In this video, we're going to focus on the video side of the mixer now. Just the video side. So across the top, we do have some inputs and output buttons, some main in and outs. We have some transitions, and then we have video selectors and transitions as well. What I like about the VR-3EX is that I can have my inputs, and so each screen is a new camera or an input. Or I can do solely output, exactly what is the audience going to see. Or I can do both, and you'll see the inputs are around the outside and the output, what the audience is seeing, is in the center. For the purpose of live streaming, it's always best to know exactly what's going out to your audience. So I'm going to put it on the monitor output. If for any reason your cables are not connecting, select the in-out setup, and then you can choose the input or output cable connection. So I have HDMI by default, it should pick it up, but if you had on the VR-3EX an RCA video, the yellow circle, you could choose that. On the VR4 HD, HDMI is the only input style, so that's the default. So it makes it a little bit easier. There are additional settings in the menu that you can go to and set up, but for this purpose, we're not going to go through that. On the VR-3EX, you do have this output freeze, and you have a fade in, fade out, and it can either fade in from black to your visual or white to your visual. Now, what you'll notice as I have that flashing light tells me that there's a fade here. So I need to do it just to adjust that back up to the center, and that makes it look like everything is running properly. There are some transitions, and so if you have multiple cameras connected, so you have a 0 seconds to 4 second transition. 0 seconds being a real quick cut. You can see that on the screen. 1 second is a slow transition. 2 seconds is a slower. Again, back to 3 seconds, even slower. So if you wanted to do some dramatic camera angles, a dramatic transitioning in your video, your live stream, you could do so. I will tell you about 1 to 1.5 is going to be a comfortable transition, so it doesn't lose interest of your audience. There are some video effects, and depending on what was set up on this mixer, you can set those up in advance. So it could be like the Brady Bunch multiple videos, it could be some color tonings, it could be a lot of different effects there. I do recommend probably not using that during a live celebration or live graduation. There are some chroma key and luma key options here as well. Those are advanced features. I would leave those alone unless you are comfortable with advanced features. And if you are, feel free to reach out and I'll help you guide you through that process. Now you do have transitions here as well. You can do a straight cut, 1, 2. You can do that mix, which is that crossfade. And then you can do a wipe, and you can change the angle of the wipe in the settings. However, your mix transition is going to be your most popular. So PNP, that's your picture-in-picture or split or quad. Those are additional compositions that you can set for the live stream. So if you wanted to do all 4 cameras, the audience would see all 4 cameras. Or a split, you can do channels 1 and channel 3. And so you can do kind of like an interview where you can center your camera on the interviewees. Or you can do a picture-in-picture, and you can move that picture-in-picture. It's more like a broadcast. Again, these are advanced features. I do recommend that you stick with, for the purpose of this celebration, just a basic transition, maybe 2 cameras at the most, and a couple microphones at the most. Again, less is more in most cases, and you want to ensure you have quality audio and quality video with an end-of-year celebration or graduation. That's the basic setup here for running the video side of the roll-in mixer.